I mean, it's interesting, isn't it? Lots of different reactions. I've heard some people say they like them and they support them. You see that on social media a lot. I've got to say, walking around today, I didn't meet anyone in Kensington on the streets who was anything but furious.
Yes.
I've not had anyone on my Twitter feed coming in saying that at all, and people saying we're going to cancel our Netflix subscription. There seems to be a real reaction against it.
It's a clear exploitation of Princess Diana's image.
What do you mean by that?
It's very anti-British. I'm going to own that. That really struck me this morning in my little British home. I thought, gosh, I felt almost like I was under siege. And I'm fairly neutral in terms of, you know, where my affections lie, whether it's for the royals or for Harry.
I was watching with my wife, Celia. It's her birthday today. Happy birthday to my wife.
Oh, my God. Who the hell cares?
And we couldn't think of a better way to enjoy her birthday than to spend 3 hours watching those whining little brats in Montecito. But we sat and watched it, and about halfway through, we turned to it and went, this is really boring, isn't it? And the reason it was boring was because they were repeating so much of the rehashed stuff which we heard on Oprah. Boring. It's the same. It's like Elvis playing all his old hits, only he's not quite as good this time.
They're not appealing to you, the voyeuristic, ooh, let's have a look in their Montecito home, ooh, they met on Instagram, all those aspects. To be fair, Piers, I mean, it's going to the generation below even me.
Okay.
Let alone you.
Well, let's go. All right, we can go to Magali Gore now, Magali Gore, who's in Cheshire. Magali, I think you can hear me now. What's your view?
Yes. Hi. Well, to be fair, I have double feelings about it. But one feeling that I can say is that, as you can see, I'm a woman. I'm brown. And when I saw royalty getting in love, and she was a brown princess because she became a princess, the door went open for so many dreams of little girls like me. When I was young, and I was raised in a very white community, racist. Now, sometimes people are not used to how you look like. They're not used to how you, what your roots are or what your background is, or that you handle things maybe differently.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
I loved the wedding, for example. The wedding was a bit American.
Well, I agree with you.
Like
I
music,
wrote all this, Magali. I wrote a big piece for the Mail on Sunday saying exactly what you've just been saying.
Are you serious?
I think that was the general mood of this country.
Yeah.
That's why I'm so angry that they're now trying to make out they were driven out by racist Britain, racist royals, racist media. None of that was true. Now, what did you think now, having watched it today? What's your view of them now?
Let me put it in a language you can understand.
It is a repeat from a lot of things, and I have to be honest to you, still we cannot really feel what she felt. I only know that when you're coming in an institution that where she comes in,
Okay.
and a family that is a very strong, a very serious family, a very, you know, look at the Queen. She's born to do this, you know. So this is what you do. This is what you're going to live. And then there comes a girl from America that thinks with an American background to the red carpet, oh, I'm going to make it now. Look at me. No. You have to live like the protocols.
What?
Yeah.
And I think that's a struggle. And
okay, Magali, I've got to leave it there.
Like
I get
how
your point.
they look.
I've got to leave it there.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a break, but thank you for that. I'm going to come back after the break, and we'll talk more about this, particularly also Meghan Markle mocking the moment she met the Queen and had to curtsy, and Harry's response. Does it get any more disrespectful than that? We'll talk about it after the break.
There's no class in some person who goes sit like this, cross your legs like this, use this fork, don't do this, curtsy then, wear this kind of hat. Doesn't happen.
Boy.
I remember in the car and driving up and he said, you know how to curtsy, right? And I just thought it was a joke. I mean, Americans will understand this. We have medieval times, dinner and tournament. It was like that. Like I curtsied as though I was like,
me personally, I wouldn't take this level of disrespect.
pleasure to meet you, Your Majesty.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Yeah, nice, right? Mocking our Queen, mocking the fact she had to show her respect by just learning how to curtsy properly. It's not hard to learn, is it, if you're marrying into the family? Well, joining me now is the editor of Hollywood Unlocked, Jason Lee, niece of Martin Luther King Jr., Arvida King, and conservative radio host Ben Ferguson. I still have Paul and Katie with me. So let me start with you, if I may, Ben Ferguson. What does America make of this? I mean, surely they're not falling for this, are they?
Good question.
Yeah, can you please come get your Kardashians? That's number one. Number two, it seems like these two individuals that are obsessed with being private people and being out of the public eye are actually a bunch of narcissists that are totally obsessed with being in the public eye.
Really, nigga?
It was a crybaby special. I mean, I full disclosure, I could only watch so much.
So we had to flee the country for family privacy, says Harry, as we watch a $100 million documentary in which he flaunts his young children and shares private text messages, intimate photographs for the entire world to see. When it comes to paparazzi, I had more paparazzi outside my house when I was forced to leave my old job for disbelieving Princess Pinocchio's lies than I saw actually outside their houses at any stage of this documentary.
Wow.
Maybe their mob scenes are to come. We haven't seen any so far. In fact, all their claims of paparazzi intrusion in the two trailers turned out to be nothing to do with them. They weren't even at many of the events which were depicted.
Me personally, I wouldn't take this level of disrespect.
So forgive me if I don't think this is all a load of BS. But frankly, the biggest problem with this series so far is that, like the Sussex themselves, it's dull, it's predictable, it's cliche-ridden, it's simperingly sycophantic.
What do you mean by that?
It's one long rendition of all their greatest whinges and a load of self-congratulatory nonsense.
We do not care.
Harry and Meghan sold their royal souls to become reality TV stars, but they haven't got the charisma to carry their own sob story. They're now a grasping ex-royal version of the Kardashians.
Nice.
Only with less class, less loyalty, and less brains. Well, in a moment, I'll speak to Meghan's half-brother, Thomas Jr., exclusively. Here's a short reminder of what Meghan and Harry said about her father in the show, including a series of supposedly private messages she sent to him. And when it emerged he was too ill to attend their wedding.
Paps and journalists and media were following him all day, every day. The unraveling happened that week when he wouldn't pick up my call.
Oh, Lord. Again.
And instead, you're talking to TMZ.
He had a heart attack 6 days ago.
Which is crazy.
Calling.
This is not him saying, oh, I don't want to be there.
No, I get it.
And the world is watching this drama play out.
Of course, it's incredibly sad what happened. She had a father before this, and now she doesn't have a father.
Is he all right upstairs?
Well, joining me now is Meghan's half-brother, Thomas Markle. Thomas, thank you for joining me. First of all, how is your father, Thomas Sr.?
You better answer the fucking question.
Oh, hey guys, it's good to be here. Dad is doing very well, making a lot of progress. He's in good spirits. Sometimes he doesn't feel that comfortable to actually make a live appearance, but he's doing very well.
You're there caring for him. He had a massive stroke, and I think at one stage, for quite a while, he lost the power of his speech.
Boy. Yeah, his speech is definitely coming back. We're making a lot of progress with the speech therapy. And you know, for the most part, it's pretty normal. It goes off after a few moments, but comes back. So he's doing very well. I'm just very happy that I could be here every day for him since this happened in May, or what, about 6 months ago.
Were you both watching the first half of this series today?
Let's see. I think he was. He wasn't able to join us, though. I mean, he really wanted to be here. I was watching it, and you know, I'm just glad I had my Studio Magic tear pen with me so I could have a tear come out of my left eye while I was watching it.
Oh, my.
I mean, that moment when Prince Harry, who's never met your father, says that Meghan has no father. What did you think of that?
I think it's horrible. The documentary is so far off on so many different levels. It's really a little bit disturbing.
So that was a f***ing lie.
Saying that, you know, she doesn't have a family and she doesn't have a father, and then Harry saying that, you know, she has no father now. That's just ridiculous.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, I mean, it's incredibly hurtful. I also have always had sympathy with your father because I felt that he was thrown to the wolves with no experience of dealing with this kind of intensive media attention.
Are you serious?
He tried to do the right thing. He came unstuck, and they just disowned him. Has she made any attempt to contact your father since he had his stroke?
You better answer the fucking question.
None whatsoever. And, you know, I totally agree with you on the fact that none of us were ever coached or given any help with the paparazzi or press since the very beginning, which has caused a lot of problems.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Nobody reached out. I actually reached out, and all I got back was distant family, and she doesn't know us.
I don't like where this is going.
Which is just, you know, it's just very bizarre how she just basically brushed the entire family under the carpet like we don't exist and then lied about not having a family.